Happy birthday, Jesus. I am so glad it's Christmas 2021 because Christmas 2020 was a bummer. Like nothing I've ever experienced in my many years. I remember thinking about, what are we going to do? It's a lonely morning. It's a lonely time. None of our family is here. Well, thank God for Dub, but he's not blood. Just Dub and me. First time ever. Well, thank goodness my BFF called and said because of COVID, her family doings had fallen through. And so since she was vaccinated and we were vaccinated, she was coming over to our house for Christmas dinner. I was so glad. Well, we wound up eating too long and too much. And then we started playing cards. And it just got going good, and her grandson called and said that the great-grandkids couldn't stand it for her not to be there. So for her to don her mask and get her vaccinated self over to their place. And she left us in a flash, bloop, just like that. And there we were again, just the two of us. After we ate leftovers, of which there were still too many, I told Dub that this is just ridiculous. What? Said Dub. I know what let's do. Let's light all the Advent candles and then light every other dad-burned candle in this room and tell Christmas stories from the past. Dub looked at me with his, "Are you crazy? What do you mean? Like from the Bible or a Christmas story or Charlie Brown Christmas?" I thought for a minute and said, "No, a story from one of our past Christmases, something that really and truly happened to our family, to us." Dub thought for a minute, and then smart Dub said, "Okay, you go first." Well, I hadn't really expected that, so I thought for a minute, make that a long minute, and then it came to me. Every Sunday growing up in Jackson, Mississippi, we ate Sunday dinner in the dining room at my Mama and Papa's house. My mom, my two Spencer great aunts, Aunt Alice and Aunt Orlee, usually my Aunt Elaine, and Uncle Gerald, her second husband, Ray and Jan, my two cousins, and me. One Sunday it would be pot roast with rice and gravy, English green peas, potato salad, and rolls. The next Sunday it was fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, English green peas, potato salad, and rolls. And always Southern wine. That's what we call sweet tea. It seldom, if ever, changed. It's special now. It was taken for granted then. Kids around the table, always me and sometimes my two cousins, never talked. Adults talked, kids listened. Like I said, that was a while ago. Well, this one Sunday I got up my nerve and I kind of cleared my throat rather loudly and spoke. I shared that our church was going to have a children's Christmas pageant for the very first time. Now, our church was the largest church in Mississippi, right across the street from the state capital of Mississippi. Our church was huge, and lots of fancy schmancy rich folks were members. We were not some of those, but they were great. It was a great church. I went on to explain that they were going to do this, and I wanted to be in it in the worst way. My Uncle Gerald, my Aunt Elaine's second husband, asked if I were going to try out for a part. "Oh no," I explained. "They'll just give me a piece of paper with a story on it to take home and practice. And then the next Sunday, I would go in there, read the story to them out loud, and they would tell me if I could be in the pageant and who I would be." In other words, I had absolutely no idea what the words "try out" meant. The next Sunday at Sunday dinner, Uncle Gerald, my Aunt Elaine's, well, you got it by now, okay, asked if I had gotten a part in the play at church. After politely correcting him that it was a pageant, I replied, "Well, yes, sir, I certainly did." I was super excited. "Well," he asked, "who are you going to be?" "I'm going to be Lo," I answered. "Who?" he asked with a big old question mark on his face. "Lo," I said again. My Auntie Elaine, kind of a know-it-all, said, "There's no one in the Christmas story named Lo." "There is too," claimed little old Joy. Uncle Gerald, Auntie Elaine's second, oh yeah. I left the room, came back with my trusty, well-read, underlined King James Bible, the only true translation at that time, in my hands. I opened it and read, so that they could hear across the room, Luke 1:30, and lo, the angel of the Lord, etc. Well, they thought that was so funny. They laughed and laughed. I got teased unmercifully. Then and still, every other Christmas, they tell that story about the Joy Plays Lo. I survived, "Hey, Lo," or "How you doing, Lo?" or "Hello, Lo, 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 Lo." But it didn't bother me. It didn't change my mind then, and it doesn't matter to me now because I was in that first pageant. I was Lo, the angel of the Lord. And I got my picture, all dressed up as Lo, the angel of the Lord, to prove it. My dub just sat there, slack-jawed, unsure of what to say. Finally, he admitted that there was no Christmas story in his family to equal that. Well, it's many years later, and my family and others who know this story still remember and tell the Joy Played Lo Christmas story. Okay, so why am I telling y'all this story? My point is this. As you make your special, familial Christmas memories, notice them, remember them, talk about them. Somebody write them down, share them, make them truly your family Christmas stories. In fact, I could go on telling family stories, but I won't. I want to hear y'all's. And of course, as you remember and tell and retell your family stories each year, start with the Happy Birthday to Jesus story. Want to see?